Okay. I think we're good. Okay. YouTube chat? YouTube chat! Nice. StreamerBot, are you connected to YouTube? You are connected to YouTube. Okay. Oh, headphones. That's what I'm forgetting. Alright, I was dealing with this piece of shit. Okay, I'm gonna go grab my water. I will be right... Oh no, my water's already here. Pog. Okay. Okay. Quailog was a later game, so the Pyromancy, which would be carrying, then would be yoinked out. That would be hilarious. Or alternatively, if, like, any of the bosses in the fire area actually mattered. Like, Ceaseless Discharge is, like mildly early game, as long as you don't fuck up and take the armor. But then, like, Bed of Chaos just isn't actually a fight. Fire Sage Demon is a joke. And then, like, so the only actual real fight is the Centipede Demon. Is Gwyn immune to fire? I feel like Gwyn should be immune to fire. Wait, Demon Fire Sage is weak to fire? I thought lore-wise they were... Gwyn is weak to... Why are all these people themed around fire weak to their own shit? Fire Sage just copy paste. Honestly, if you're just going to copy paste a boss into a new arena, don't act like it's a new thing. Like, either have it, like, actually just be another instance of... Like, have it just be like, oh, this is another member of the Stray Demon species. Like... And are you using literally correctly or hyperbolically? Like, is it actually the exact same statistics? Correctly, as far as I know? Damn. Okay, that's one thing that I don't get. There's been quite a few times where I feel like I did get the dodge roll input in time, but then I still get hit by the attack. So I don't know if I'm just not pressing it soon enough, or if, like, maybe there's, like, a split second where the invincibility frames don't activate, so you have to be, like a tenth of a second into the roll for it to actually start being invincible. Okay, I thought I survived one arrow hit. You do have very slight delay? That would make sense. I guess previously it just hasn't been brought up or been relevant. Or been noticeable? True. Okay, maybe I was surviving one arrow because I had armor and then, like, the extra health. Also, I realized that, there's no reason for me to ever unequip the Mask of the Mother unless it's pushing me over an equip load threshold, because traditionally, I'm working under the assumption of no armor, but even if this thing breaks, that's still slight armor plus the health bonus. So, wearing it while it's broken isn't actually hurting me. Also, there's quite a few bosses that, like, replay the intro animation. I kind of wish it wouldn't do that. Darkwood Crane Ring. Okay, no, that was death by one arrow. Okay, see, they actually gave them a walking animation type thing. Like, they should, like, they could have made Gwendolyn into an actual boss fight. Although, I think I need the red ruby ring activated in order to kill with 4 great chaos fireballs. Okay, no, I don't know why I was surviving previously. Because previously a single arrow would make me survive in the ruby range. Maybe it's like a damage roll, and I just got lucky. Yeah, because none of my armor is in the broken threshold. Yeah, but Power Within is just a strict bonus, but it doesn't get, like, full advantage. Also, YouTube, did you properly update your title? Okay, yes. Because we are on day 4. Steel protection ring? Maybe. Yeah, but then I would have to get rid of the stamina ring. Because if I want steel protection and then red ruby... Nope, 1 arrow. Can we swap to red tier stone? True. Yeah, I often forget that you're able to change stuff around mid-fight. Because, like, I guess I just don't think of it. My best guess is maybe it actually is just... My guess is one of 3 things. Or, well, one or more of 3 things. 1, it was just a damage range, and I got lucky a few times. 2, the arrow hit me when I was further away, so it was closer to its range limit. Or 3, maybe depending on where it hits the player, it deals more or less damage. The character is female. The player character, anyway. Gwendolyn is male. There's a weird thing with female characters where specifically their sprint counts as an action where instability bonus takes effect. Really? That's interesting. Like, I know there's an instability bonus where if you're running away from an enemy, they deal more damage. I'm pretty sure that's a thing. Yeah, I'll try walking. Oh! Yep. While walking, you just survive. That's very interesting. Although I didn't get brought down all the way to dead. I wonder if that's a leftover from, like, maybe at one point they wanted to have more differences between male and female. Because there is a spell that specifies your gender doesn't matter, I believe. And I think also in character creation, like, when you're on the gender selector, it says it doesn't affect anything. Which is actually weird that they would specify it doesn't affect anything. Because, like, I would imagine in most games your gender doesn't affect anything. Because that's just a player preference type thing. They clarify that for... Okay, well, Dark Souls 1 does not have an age selector. So that's for the newer games, I imagine. Although it would be really funny if your stamina consumption was affected by age. But yeah, no, like, instability is definitely something that, like, the game should explain to the player. Because, like, there are so many times where I feel like I just get fucked. Because it's like, well, that attack did less damage before, why is it doing more now? And if the game doesn't explain, or at least make it obvious why you were punished, you're just gonna keep making the same mistakes over and over. Has maturity in the facial editor? Oh, fuck. Timer. Okay, well, that's gonna be about fucking 16 minutes off. Although we haven't really made much. Fuck. No? Facial editor? Nope. There's no age choice. You can choose the face type, you cannot choose the age. Customize? Yeah, I'm pressing all of the buttons. Right of accept. Huh? These... I didn't realize that was a button. I thought that was just, like, a label saying this is the customized menu. Oh, you can't fucking use the mouse here? Oh, that's some bullshit. Spam random? It's just made out of clay. Like, well, age? The age slider doesn't specify that it does not affect... Oh, there's... Why is there a fucking two-layered menu? Okay, this customized menu is incredibly scuffed. This doesn't even have 255 values. There is so much dead space in these menus. Like, all of these sliding bars, they could have made it just be a number input. And then they could have cut the amount of rows in half. Although I'm still not seeing anything that talks about age not affecting statistics. Well, that's interesting. Okay, so ruby ring, stamina ring. Go through the door and then activate the dragon head while you're in the quote-unquote auto-scroller. Or 500 and finds out his character can be a little bit more than a face preset in their choice. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I didn't even question it because I don't often customize my character in games. Can you shoot me with an arrow, please? Thank you. Fuck. Gwendolyn, no stamina? I don't know how bad that would be. It would definitely be magnitudes more annoying because you wouldn't be able to sprint. The primary issue I could potentially see is if the time it takes for you to hit their teleport threshold to the time it takes for you to be within range to attack them is too great, and they teleport away before you're in range for any of your spells. Is Gwendolyn immune to shit? Maybe you can just toxic them. Or use, like, poison throwing daggers. But you know what would be even worse? I thought of something that's potentially worse than no stamina. In no stamina, you have to always walk. But if you hold down the Alt key, or, like, move very slightly on the analog stick, you walk. So, having to do slow walk the entire game would be very painful. The stamina is still worse because you don't have access to bows. True. Although, you know, one thing that I'm actually curious about is hang on. So if I okay, what's the okay, space. So oh, yeah, no, you're not walking. You're not walking anywhere in this run. You're just rolling everywhere. Rolling is so much faster than whatever this bullshit is. Now be over encumbered so you can't roll. I actually don't know if over encumbered base walking speed is slower than the like alt walking speed. Like, it might be very slightly slower, but it's around the same speed. Because, like, if you press Alt while doing this, it doesn't change the animation. So that makes me think it's slightly slower because it's taking priority. What if Kirk's armor can do damage from the stumble? Oh, like maybe it still counts as a roll? I think personally, the way I would handle that situation if I was making the game is I would make the Thorn's armor hurt box only active during the invincibility frames. Wait, no, but that wouldn't make sense. That would be very interesting. Okay, I think I'm just gonna use the Dragon Headstone exclusively unless I get into Ruby range. Although getting hit by only the last arrow is kind of tricky. Oh, shit. I need to You get hit by the first. If I get hit by the first one, then I'm going to get hit by the next three. You seem to forget that I don't have any poise. Huh? The fuck? Okay. I hit my timestamp button to make a new note, and it said 3 hours and 4 minutes of uptime, even though we're not even at half an hour. I mean, maybe... Does Mask of the Mother even give any poise? No. It would be cool if there was, like, a specific helmet or something that makes you immune to headshots. Like, maybe you still take damage, but you don't get the instant stagger. Iron Flesh if it was good. Yo, Iron Flesh would be crazy. Like how much extra defense does it even give? I don't know. Oh, here we go. We have good to go. No! Why does it take 5 years to activate? A good bit, but it wouldn't be worth the slight issue known as I can only walk and have base health and am cursed. True. Yo! Yo, Iron Flesh would not impact no stamina. I don't think. Because, like, there's no penalty to being over-encumbered because you have to walk and you can't... Well, I guess your walking speed would be slowed down, but you can't roll anyway. You know, I'm actually, like, mildly surprised that Gwendolyn isn't programmed. Wait, oh, I die without the Mask of the Mother? Interesting. I'm surprised Gwendolyn isn't programmed to just spam Soul Spear if you're out of their range of their other attacks. The penalty is the slow walk? Oh, strafing, yeah, fair. I think no stamina, all bosses dies at Artorias. Probably. Well, you do have to remember that with no stamina, assuming you're not also doing level 1, you can just grind up to, like, insane everything else. But yeah, Artorias moves around so fast. Like, even if you're constantly attacking, I think it's just not possible for you to dodge everything. Like, you're either gonna have to find some cheese, or maybe, like, just tank everything and just, like, have, like, insanely high defense, insanely high health, and then just be, like, healing everything. Alternatively, if you can somehow find a way to consistently dodge everything, like, even if you can't always counterattack, if you can consistently dodge everything, which doesn't seem likely, you could use Sanctus to constantly get a full heal in the middle of the fight. But good luck dodging everything when you can't dodge roll or run. You don't have unlimited damage? You do have unlimited damage. Because with the Dragon Head Stone, if you only use the first burst attack, like, if you just shoot the one fireball but don't hold the button, it doesn't take any stamina. Have I with the 50 hours to get 30 of those? No, Dragon Head Stone, not Dragon Torso. Like, Dragon Torso might be useful, but the Dragon Head is free. please? Thank you. Oh, I have voices muted. Oh yeah, because Priscilla was being Priscilla. Okay, so use hollow warrior armor to survive 1 arrow to be put into ruby tearstone range. Then for great chaos fireballs kill if the lava also hits. When I kill Priscilla in our final act of defiance is moaning so loud, everyone else turns towards the room. This is why you play video games with headphones. Actually, wait, I don't think I care about anything in here. Because there's the armor and the fucking... I play with sound off in general, fair. There's the armor and the miracle. Is there anything else in here that I just didn't encounter? Nope. Okay. Okay, see, now... That would have been a cool... Oh, fuck off. These bots are so goddamn annoying. Okay, you know what? I'm adding connect with me on Discord to the list of banned terms. Because that seems to be part of their copy-paste. I imagine a lot of these bots are all coming from the same company. Add me on Discord? True. Okay. Permitted terms and... No, wait. Blocked terms and phrases. Okay. Connect with me on Discord. And... Add me on Discord. Oh! Yo! Yo, they're already... Oh, wait, no. That bot didn't say connect with me on Discord. They said connect with me on Dicksword. Dicsord. So they're already getting around that. Okay, then instead of on, I'm just going to just fucking connect with me. And add me. I'll never forget the greatest Discord link misspelling I've ever seen from a free nature bot. Discourse. What the fuck? Actually, I don't think I'm going to remove just add me, because that's actually vague enough that I could potentially see chatters just talking with each other and just end up using that. But connect with me, that's copy paste speech. And like If you're using the term connect with me, you're either English isn't your first language, or you're a bot. Or you're posh and thus more unwelcome than a bot. You know, something that could have been cool, instead of getting the boss soul into your inventory, it would be cool if like the boss soul was directly absorbed into your being and it gave you like a permanent buff somehow. But then you could choose to sacrifice that buff in order to exchange the soul for the boss soul weapon. You're describing Grime? Does Grime let you turn your permanent buffs into a weapon? Don't actually tell me, I don't want to know. Or, alternatively, keep the souls in item form, but you absorb it for the buff, or use it to make the weapon. Like, it should be so long before you continue crime. I don't know. Like, it could have just been because I was, like, mildly burnt out from Dark Souls, but I wasn't, like, super vibing with Grime. Like, it was bothering me frequently, and I guess, like, some of the sound cues just didn't have, like, the impact that, like, I was kind of expecting. Like, specifically the parry sound effect. Like, it was always, like, tweaking me. Because, like, the animation versus the sound effect is so different. Because the animation is, like, this, like, emitting force. And, like, then absorbing. But the sound effect is just fucking somebody in a sound booth clapping their hands. And it's just so disconnecting. Giving you permanent build-up bonus to bleed would be awesome. That would be cool. Or maybe like maybe it might be way too powerful, but maybe the percent bonus is all of your weapons deal small bleed. So like not enough to actually be reliant on, but like enough that like it might matter sometimes. I could see, like, the Moonlight Butterfly giving you, like, maybe, like, ethereal scales across your body that, like, give you a significant damage reduction on the next hit you take, but then the scales have to, like, reform. Permanent +5 strength? Let's go ahead and open up my notes, because I don't actually remember every single boss that gives you a boss soul. Okay, Obsidian, could you please stop opening shit to the gameplay window? Thank you. Okay, so actually, Sanctuary Guardian, Artorias Manus. Ooh, Ornstein and Smoke could be interesting, because that's a split path thing. Giving you a specific amount of hit point negation to fire damage per rest. Oh, so like, you get temporary hit points that is just exclusively for fire damage. So you're effectively immune for a little bit amount of time. Wait a minute. Is there no boss souls for anything in Izalith? Like, Centipede Demon doesn't give you a boss soul, I don't think. He's not on the list. I don't think he has a defined soul, actually. He was born of the orange charred ring. Okay, well, I don't know what defined soul means. That's a lore thing. Maybe Lord Gwyn's soul, because he's like specifically associated with like the first flame and stuff. Maybe the Lord Gwyn soul makes it so that you can kindle Firekeeper bonfires even if the Firekeeper is dead. Although given that's only relevant in like 3 places, that might not be like that might not be a good reward for the final boss. I think he's more or less just a collection of souls that happened across the orange ring. Oh. Oh, fair. Sanctuary Guardian giving all electric damage AoE. That would be cool. I could vibe with that. Although not sure how you would do AoE on like an electric sword. Unless it's just like at the end of its swing animation, it does a burst attack. Or maybe like Oh. Ornstein and Smo. I had an idea, but I wouldn't like it. If you are fighting a boss with a summon, or you're in online with a companion, and your companion dies, you get a bonus to your stats for a limited time. Because, like, their whole thing is you kill one of them and the other one gets stronger. Free use of the left hand for all weapons and items after consuming Artorias' soul. Wait, what do you... Wait, so you mean, like, you wouldn't be able to equip anything in the left hand until consuming Artorias? Or, like, it would be exclusively for shields and stuff? It would act at... Oh, so, like, you would unlock ambidexterity. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised that there isn't a toggle to swap your main hand. Because I would actually be down for that, because there's so many instances where I go to swing my weapon and then it just bonks on the wall next to me. It's very annoying. Oh, yo, Ornstein? assuming you're within the light range, so like less than 25% of your equip load, your sprint is replaced with a glide. So you get the ice skater ability. Like slightly faster and uses slightly less stamina. So basically just the air glide from Kingdom Hearts. Generating humanity over time, 1 per 10 minutes, assuming you're actively fighting. I was thinking maybe Menace could just reactivate the random chance for soft humanity, but that also feels like a kind of a weak reward for what is effectively the actual final boss in terms of difficulty. It would kind of fuck the entire PvP scenario, I imagine, but what if Lord Gwyn made you immune to parry? Like for beating the guy who you exclusively use parries. You become immune to them. Soft humanity isn't random. Each enemy in an area is worth amount of points, and at a certain... Oh. Okay, well then the person who spoiled it for me also didn't know what they were talking about because they said it was random. Ooh. Maybe for Lord Gwyn, if your weapon is not enchanted, it deals extra fire damage. Like, just weapons are by default fire. Or maybe it's like, if it's level 5 or lower, it's by default fire, so you haven't specialized into anything. Could be lifesteal on hit. Oh, so like the server sword. Although I don't see how that's since he's a cannibal. Okay. Honestly, I was thinking maybe for Smo, it's just your equip load is just like permanent Havel's ring. Like your equip load is increased. Or maybe that could be for Iron Golem. Yeah, because honestly, right now, consuming a boss soul for 12,000 soul versus getting a potentially really useful weapon doesn't seem worth it if you don't already know what the weapons are. Smo is clearly over encumbered. I don't know. Smo moves pretty quickly, but yeah, Golem is a lot more fluid. Maybe for Gwendolyn, the buff could be that every time you fire an arrow, you get the multi-shot effect. Permanent damage boost while one-handing? I don't know. Because the penalty for two-handing is you no longer have access to a shield. But if you get a damage boost while one-handing, maybe permanent damage boost if you only have one weapon currently equipped. But then you could just still two-hand that, and then they would stack. Ooh, maybe for Manus, instead of like soul humanity generation, maybe you get like a pseudo permanent chaos effect. So like the more humanity you have, the stronger your magic is. Less than damage use of two-handing, something with a strength parameter bonus of higher than E. Maybe Sif could unlock like a different combat ability. Like kind of like how Sif has the backflip slash. I think normally the curved swords only have something like that, but maybe it could like allowing you to do something like that with all weapons. Like, if you tap forward and strong attack, you do a jump attack. So maybe if you tap backward and then do it, you would do a backflip attack. Although, nobody would ever find that because the game is not going to tell them. I vote high on not giving more tap inputs. True. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't like it, and I would never use it. Maybe it could be like if you're locked on, and you like do a back roll and attack within like a few frames of each other, it registers as the backflip instead. So basically just press both buttons at the same time. Jump attack and then tap roll in the first half. Oh, so like do a jump attack, but then input a roll before you actually leave the ground. Yeah, again, that sounds like something that nobody is ever going to find, because this game doesn't explain shit. Because I imagine if they did implement a mechanic like that, the text would be like, acquire new ability or create new unique weapon. But then like this would probably still be the lore of the boss, so it potentially wouldn't put the ability here. Maybe upon consuming it, it gives you like a little text blurb. Kind of like how it explains how the curse mechanic works. We have found quite a lot in this game. Yeah, but we as in the community. Like, if it's just a random... Like, the random passive effects, those could potentially be figured out. But, like, if it's specifically an input combination... Like, I was fucking, like... I don't even know how many hours in when I found that you could back hop into a running attack. Does this count as hitting the ground? Okay, I don't think so. Wait a second, hang on. I thought I got an instant... clip. Wind projectiles on two-handed attacks with heavy weapons? Ooh. Define heavy. Why the fuck was this clip only 26 seconds long? $11 weight or... That's not fucking heavy. 11 weight is like medium, I would imagine. Like, I was imagining like fucking over 20 is heavy. Oh, maybe I'm stupid. Yeah, no, I wouldn't consider a Morning Star to be heavy. I definitely wouldn't consider a spear to be heavy. But yeah, all of these are definitely things I would imagine, maybe. The spear wasn't heavy there? No, lightning spear has a strength of 11. Maybe heavy could be based on the weight of the item, rather than the strength requirement. $11 weight or higher. The spear wasn't heavy there, it was the great club. On two-handed attacks with heavy weapons. Yes? What am I missing? I specified weight? Oh, 11 weight or higher. Oh. Oh. Okay, no, I'm not stupid, I'm just blind. Okay. Okay, yeah, I can see that. No reason you can't be both. That is true. That is true. Although I imagine if you're blind and stupid, you're not going to be either for very much longer. I know it might not make sense thematically, but what if Priscilla's bonus is weapons with bleed also have lifesteal? Because it would counteract... It would somewhat counteract the penalty of her boss weapon, because you would be healing a bunch, and then the bleed would hit you, but then you'd heal it up before it hit you again. But then you would just be, like, you would be healing yourself, but also, like, bleed is already very strong. Polearms having nice lifesteal would be a nice middle ground. So her boss weapon benefits, but you're not doing crazy lifesteal with a knife like every other bleed build. Fair. Yeah, I do find it very odd that the scythes are considered a halberd. Sanctuary Guardian giving all whips a bonus lightning damage. Honestly, I could get behind that. The whips deserve some love, given that there's only, like... I've only found 3 of them in the game. Like, honestly, it feels like the whip was added as a joke, but then they were... But then they thought, oh, we should probably add, like, at least 1 more. But then they added another one in the DLC. Like, the whip feels like it did not give it enough love. If the range was slightly higher and the poise damage did a decent, it could be really good. I don't think it should do decent poise. I mean, it's a fucking whip. Like, maybe if it had some sort of, like, grapple technique to, like, kind of balance out the low damage. Assumed low damage. Like, I can't imagine a whip does very much damage. But, like, grappling, and then the spiked thorn whip, dealing, like, super bleed on a grapple, that would be really cool. Okay, so that's Gwendolyn dead. So I could go to Ceaseless, or I could do Oaz. Both options sound like a pain in the ass. Okay, let's reassess. Is there any other resources I can acquire? Whip kick attack as a grab that completely disables shields. Like it prevents them from having it equipped for a limited time? Prevents them from raising it? Oh, okay. But yeah, I think I'm pretty sure I have every single pyromancy available, except for the one in Izalith. Technically, I could go and get the Gravelord Greatsword Dance, but no. I can't use any of the talismans. I guess maybe, like, renewable armor, or potentially a better renewable weapon? I'm not at the point where I feel like I need to grind for the dragon stone chest. Maybe there's like a ring I can go and get? I don't have access to the Hawk Ring. Okay, let me pull up my notes, actually see the fucking full list of rings. Okay, okay, so I can get Hovel's ring. I did lock myself out of the Tiny Beings ring, but I kinda don't care. Okay, there's the stone plates, blah blah blah, bite rings. The sorcery rings, I couldn't get those anyway, they cost money. I could get the Dusk Crown ring, which actually, yo, the Dusk Crown ring, kinda hype. I could go and get the covetous Silver Serpent ring, because that would be super funny. I could go and get the Ring of the Evil Eye, but, like, again, health kinda doesn't matter. So yeah, I think Dusk Ring and Hovel Ring are the only ones left available at the moment that actually matter. You do have the Lightning Spear? No, I don't. Because the thing about the Lightning Spear is it requires 10 dexterity. It seems like all of the good shit have 10 dexterity. The lightning looks unaffected? Oh, that's true. It only affects the physical. But because I don't have the dexterity requirement, I think the weapon bonks off of enemies. So that would be annoying. Jump attacks exclusively would be fine. Possibly. And I really wish there was a pyromancy that that did lightning damage. I feel like that would be thematic. Like, just have, like, one particular pyromancy that's really strong. Maybe, like, it's similar to the ground pound attack from Ornstein. Oh, also, one thing that I was thinking about the other day, I feel that because the Guinevere illusion is made by Gwendolyn, I feel that if you kill Gwendolyn early, it should just automatically kill Guinevere. Everything goes dark, but you also get the Lord Vessel. So if you know what you're doing, you can just skip Ornstein and Smo entirely. It should kill Ornstein too. Why would it kill Ornstein? Is an illusion? Well, I mean, the Silver Knights don't go away. Also, what makes you say he's an illusion? I don't think there's been anything to indicate that. Finally. Growing in size significantly certainly doesn't help when nothing else in this game except for Guinevere's illusion potentially being larger than her actual body. Based on Gwendolyn's appearance. He also doesn't bleed. I don't know. Like, I'm pretty sure the Leo ring does state he is one of the Knights of Gwyn, although I suppose that doesn't implicitly mean he has to be a real person. But no, Ornstein has been around for a while, I imagine, because, like, he helped kill the dragons, I think. But again, I guess that doesn't really mean he has to be real. But yeah, the growing in size thing is a little odd. But then again, like, magic is magic. And there's been, like, There's been at least one other instance of, like, just big thing coming from nothing, that being the centipede demon. Or just holding that idea is that you get his soul. Yeah. That is a good point. But yo, the two rings that I care about are right next to each other. That's convenient. Fuck you! I hit the dodge roll button! One idea that I thought of a while back that would be like, if someone didn't want to immediately jump into level 1 and they kind of wanted to ease into it, one idea I had is that you're only allowed to level up with like the soul item. Like, so you can't use souls dropped from enemies. So like, you would have a finite amount of EXP to allocate. So like, grinding for experience isn't even an option. But there would be the caveat that that you would have to explicitly not use the soul item dropped by that one dude from Blighttown. Which dude? I don't know what his actual name is, but the guy that has, like, the corpse as his weapon, it's like a corpse on a stick, he has a chance to drop, like, a few different sizes of soul. Which, again, the corpse on a stick is not a weapon the player can get, and that upsets me. I want to be smacking people with a dead body. Okay. When you're, like, right up against the enemy, the radial dodge roll gets kinda confused. Because, like, I am very clearly not... I don't want to go left. I'm trying to dodge roll to the right. Oh, fuck you! Yeah, but I kind of have to lock on because I'm using controller. And I have a skill issue. Like strafing and also using the camera and then having to take my hand off of I mean, fucking claw grip. But claw grip's annoying. I don't like it. Again, I will continue advocating that the modern gaming controller skill should be clarified. Yeah, I feel like the next iteration of the quote-unquote pro gaming controller needs to have like 2 or 3 buttons underneath of the grip, like the handle of the controller, because it wouldn't get in the way. And it would allow for like extra inputs, because like your pinky and your ring finger are basically doing nothing. Wants kick pedals. Yes, I want kick pedals for my pinky and ring finger. Because like your thumb and index can kind of like be used around the analog stick and D-pad and stuff. And then like you have your index and middle finger kind of for the bumper and stuff. But like your pinky and index, your pinky and ring finger are doing basically nothing other than providing support. But like, they can do that, but then also have an extra 2 or 3 buttons. But because it would be an extra 2 or 3 buttons on each side, that would be an extra 4 to 6 buttons in total. Plant? Oh. Fuck. Yeah, no, you're not gonna poise break Havel. Okay, I'm gonna stand up and stretch for a little bit. Regular dagger probably works better, assuming you have the dex. Like, just dagger or the ghost blade? Yep. I wonder if the critical bonus would be sufficient enough that the dexterity negative doesn't matter. Probably not. I do have the Hornet Ring, which I should be equipping. Nothing is lost from testing. He won't follow you upstairs if you got enough. He also won't follow you outside, so you can just leave the tower. Okay, I think I'm going to intentionally use Claw Grip for a little bit, even like in running in a straight line when I don't have to, just to fucking break the muscle memory of the ampersand grip, which is demon spawn. Just use the bad grip. Yes, yes, Ian. Okay, now I'm just imagining the Kronk meme, where it's like, the bad grip. The grip that's bad. The one that was intentionally made to be bad. That grip? That would be hilarious. You know, I think I would definitely be interested in, like, routing out segmented no damage. Although I would never, like, probably never do it, like, just full single segment. Cusco's arthritis. The arthritis specifically created to impair Cusco. Indeed. Yeah, I mean, llamas can't hold controllers. Okay, so we're going to compare Jagged Ghost Blade with the Parrying Dagger. I think the bleed does eventually proc. It's just not super... like, it takes a while. Please don't kill me instantly. I pressed the fucking button! Okay, I don't know what fucking changed, but only recently did it start feeling like I'm constantly pressing the button early. Corrodes weapon and armor. Does it instantly break it or something? Although I can't imagine too many enemies like actually have proper armor. Unless they are programmed, unless like the ones that are wearing armor, it's actually programmed as armor. The devs just didn't give it to the player because they're evil. Yes, I'm still salty about the blow dart sniper. It doesn't work on any enemy in the game. I just don't know about NPCs. I would consider NPCs to be enemies, but I think I understand what you're meaning. Oh, this is annoying. Oh, actually, I could probably do this faster by just having the plant kill me. Or get me down into red ruby red. You got any ideas for the thumbnail? Because I was thinking about taking one of the Steam page thumbnails, but those are all like really low resolution. And also like wouldn't be as personalized. Okay, 251. Six. Also, I pressed the dodge roll button earlier. It actually just did not dodge roll. Okay, so yeah, not having the dex to use something, I guess just like maybe it like fully disables critical or something? Or maybe like it doesn't get ring bonuses as well. Critical damage is based on current item damage, given that it's a multiplier. Probably just not high enough base to matter. Well, parrying dagger. Oh, but Hovel also does have really strong armor, unless critical bypasses armor. Okay, so this currently would have base 10 damage because it's minus 44. But then it would have critical, ruby ring, and hornet ring. I guess maybe Hovel reduces it all the way down to 1 or something. And then after everything, it's 6. Because if it was at normal damage, a 6 times multiplier would be insane. Oh wait, why did I do that? The Hydra is just going to... Oh, fuck, can I even get to the Hydra? He's just going to be firing laser balls at me. deals with these guys. Oh, you didn't kill him? Oh, come on, kill him. Okay. Nobody else is coming to join the party? Yeah, the Hydra is kind of a joke. Once you actually, like, try to fight them. Are we testing the spear? Nah. I'm not gonna need the spear, so I'd rather not waste the durability. Okay, they might be resistant to fire. Okay, there's 3 hits left. Yeah, fuck that tree. Okay, so there's 2 heads left. Oh my goodness. Okay, the Hydra gets very annoying at the very end. And it becomes very clear that it's not even trying to hit you. Yeah, I can move further left. But I have to be careful with that because it's hard to see. It's hard to see where the cliff is. And also if I go too far away, then they start shooting the borbs at me. That works. Oh my... You know, the Hydra... Fuck you, first of all. But secondly... If the Hydra smashes its face into the wall, it should, like, get stunned or something. Thank you. $143 health. Okay, now every single boss kills me in one hit. Like, almost certainly. Like, I guess maybe, no, chip damage. Some things might have chip damage. But fuck, even Sif chip damage is like a fifth or a fourth of this. Depends on which hit. True. Okay. Hey, if I kill Dusk, does that prevent the pendant from spawning? The corpse spawns regardless of whether you kill her to make her pendant? Interesting. I would guess that killing her... I would guess that killing her would make the pendant not spawn. Because, like, the whole thing is, like, Artorias kidnaps her again. Unless there's unique dialogue for killing her, and then going back in time. Manus kidnaps her? Oh. Well, that was not made clear. I made clear being on the ground. No, I'm talking about what the mushroom person says. Like, their description matched Artorias, so I thought Artorias kidnapped her. Which, in retrospect, makes absolutely no sense. Yeah. Oh, yo, fall damage is based on percent. So I can still take the same path down. Meh. I'm gonna try and get the bonfire up here because I think it's slightly closer. Although... Actually, maybe not. He's down the stairs, through the tube, down, and then over, versus crossed, around, and then down the top. It might be slightly closer. They would be around the same.
So, 'tis thou who rescueth me. Most gracious, I am deeply obliged. I am Dusk of Ulyssil. I cometh from an age long before thine. I cannot stay here for long. So, before I disappear, allow me to ask one thing. My home, Ulyssil, is the home of ancient sorceries. My hope is to pass this profound knowledge to thee, with thine approval. Would this be of assistance to thee? Yes, of course. I understand well. Pray forgive me. I have overstepped my boundaries. Farewell. Another age, another land beckons me to return. May the flames guide thee.
Ooh, I should have asked her to stay so then I could have done like a bit where it's like you save her and then she has absolutely nothing. Because like the only thing she gives you is a fucking shop. Wait, yo! Hang on. But does her corpse still appear? No! Her corpse does not appear. If you tell her to fuck off. Oh. Okay, that was a mistake. Because the headpiece gives you increased magic damage, I believe. But you also take increased magic damage, but that doesn't matter because you die in one hit to everything. Okay, that was a blunder on my part. Allows its wearer to cast additional magics. Okay, so yeah. Hello. Hello. I told Dusk to go fuck herself, and I realized that I think that means I don't get access to her corpse armor, which was a blunder because the helmet gives you increased magic damage. Yeah. Because, like, taking the extra magic damage is irrelevant because I have 143 health. Oh, because I'm not able to get access to the Gwendolyn helmet because that fucking costs money. And even if I wanted to reload a prior save, I haven't. The previous one was like a decent bit ago. Ah, well. You have the Hovels ring now. Okay, so Ceaseless Discharge or Ornstein and Smo. May as well go back down there one more time for double checking. I did reload, like exit game and reload, which typically works, but I mean, worth a check. Like 30% extra damage is nothing to sneeze at. Hey, can you go fuck yourself? No. I kind of wish there was more like there's a lot of different headpiece armors that have special effects. I wish there was more, like, just armor in general that had special effects. Like, it's the shields and the headpieces. Check for her summon sign. Well, I mean, the idea is, like, you explicitly told her, no, I don't want you to place a summon sign. So I mean, I'll check, but I don't think there's going to be one. Like, I was expecting her to go back to her time period, and then just, oh, she died in the past, her corpse is still going to be here in the present. Yeah, nope. No summon. I love how you can just completely bypass the kill plane if you're in that corner. That's lame. Hey, just so I don't waste my time fighting Ornstein and Smoke, can you go and verify that the pendant does spawn if you tell her to not stay? Like, can you check that on the wiki or something? Because if I have to reset, I'd rather do it sooner rather than later. I wouldn't trust the wiki. Check all the wikis. The most common answer is probably correct. I'll check for a character of mine who hasn't killed the Hydra. Okay. Although, I suppose, worst case scenario... Actually, no. Instead of, like, completely resetting, I would just go back to a previous save. Like, I'm not going to go back to a previous save just to get the headpiece. But I would go back to a previous save if I actually just locked myself out of 4 of the bosses. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go refill my water and eat some food. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check to see if also I'm gonna fucking okay, I'm getting rid of the timer. It's not in a good format, and it's mildly tedious to keep up with. If I do a timer in the future, it'll just be probably done through StreamerBot, so I can just automate it via code. Okay. Okay, this file does not have... it doesn't have the pendant. It does have the Dusk Crown Ring, so I might have potentially already summoned Dusk on this file. I don't have the armor. You gonna try and check? I am also checking. Also, welcome back. I hope the familying and parenting was successful. First, just glance over here. No summon sign. Okay, that's good. That's a good sign. It's a good sign if there is no sign. Since you're shaking, let's hit this out. Okay, fair enough. Okay, perfect. Hasn't even been freed yet. Okay. Okay, so let's copy that save, throw it into the temporary folder. Okay, test 1.
Oh, hello, my rescue.
Okay, no item spawn. Okay, no corpse spawn.
What dost thou? Whatever for? Cease this barbarism.
Do you ever get angry at me? What's my weakest weapon? Why does she not return to her world when aggroed? I don't know. I don't think she's aggroed just yet. But yeah, this definitely should have hit the aggro point. So yeah, she should have just left. I'm kind of hoping that she'll clip into the wall and fall out of the map.
So, 'tis thou who rescueth me. Most gracious, I am deeply obliged.
I thought you were
I am
Dusk.
Dusk of Ulyssil. I cometh from an so, my home, would this be Yes, pray forgive me. Farewell, may the flame...
Okay. Oh shit, this is just better in every way. I mean, aside from like the meta statistics of like weight and how it actually animates. I don't have the Chloranthy ring on this file? Hmm. In that case... Oh. Not like defense matters when you have this much health. It would be very odd if they just fully locked you out of the DLC because you didn't care about learning new magic. I mean, I guess the DLC could be considered part of Dusk's quest line, so preemptively ending the quest would lock you out of that, but it's 4 bosses. Like, that seems like something you shouldn't lock the player out of. Like, in my opinion, like, mainly just for the purposes of, like, speedrunning and, like, challenge run categories and stuff, you should be able to have access to every single boss on a single save file. Damn, stamina is recovering so slow. I guess maybe it's just because, like, I have a big bar, so it feels like it's slow. Okay, no, the pendant does still spawn. Okay. Okay, so no magic helmet from me. Okay. I don't know if there's anything else that I can get to better prepare for Ornstein and Smo. I mean, that helmet would have been really nice. But I don't have the helmet. 'Cause I'm stupid. And went for the funny haha rather than the confirmed success. Okay, actually. Let me go ahead and make that bigger, since I don't have the timer up anymore. Oh, right. I don't... This bonfire is gone. Oh, fuck. That magic helmet would have actually been really nice. Because it would have made Great Chaos Fireball guarantee kill the ghosts in a single hit. Oh, wrong way. You know what would have been really funny? Is if they rotated the entire map around this central pillar instead of making the pillar the thing that rotates. It would have been a very horrible use of resources, but it would have been funny. Okay. Time for potentially one of the worst parts of the run. Actually just getting into the building. Whoa, I don't suppose there's, like a hidden shortcut or something, and I just don't actually have to deal with this. Come on. Okay. I think the first thing that I'm gonna try to do is I'm just gonna run, just flat out run into him and then just fire breath. And hopefully that can stagger them. Okay. It didn't stagger them, but getting up into their face did cause them to stop shooting the bow, so maybe I can get in a parry if I do that. Maybe I can go tank strat again. So like even if I miss the parry, maybe the sword won't kill me. I can also, since I'm not using magic, I can actually just get rid of the dusk ring. Like I don't have to be at 1/4 health constantly, even though it's funny. Waiting on the elevator is annoying. that's why I had that unequipped. What the fuck? Why? Why does that archway not have collision? This is so fucking annoying. Okay, I should activate the Dragon Headstone on the way down. Or rather, as the elevator is going down, rather than going up. Like, optimally, I just do something like that, and I just run past them. And then optimally, they just don't hit me. I wasn't trying to sidle around him. I do find it very interesting that rings and, like, inventory change doesn't take effect immediately. Input overlay custom. I'm gonna look at my input display thing that I'm using. I think at some point I'd like to make a custom one that just displays the raw values. Because the analog sticks are kind of like that, and like this. for the bumper buttons on the back, like that doesn't really tell you what the value is. It's just a vague approximation of where the button is. And like that's good enough and fine, but like I'd like to have the exact inputs. Because like for the buttons and stuff, like it's either pressed or it's not pressed. This one also doesn't support the touchpad. Or the PS button or the mic. Okay, let me... DualSense. Okay, so DualSense.json with height flags. Okay, so it has the image. Okay, yeah, because it's just... Okay, yeah, so that is just moving the image. I also kind of just want to take a break from the red beck and distract my brain with something else. Okay, so Z level 1, and then mapping. Type 0, ID texture. Okay, so that, I imagine, is just the controller background. And then we have type 5 for analog stick. Can I collapse all? Hmm. And then type 5 for analog stick 2. Okay, so analog stick is type of 5. Type 6 is trigger? It looks like type 2 is just standard button. Hmm. I don't know what it means by mapping. Oh, although I guess you can't see this. Hmm. Wait, do I not have a OBS scene for window capture, for display capture rather? Like for when I'm doing game dev streams. I thought I had that. Hmm. Okay, so each input has a type, a position, an ID, a Z level, mapping, and a quote-unquote code. Okay, ID, simple enough. Z level, simple enough. Position, simple enough. Type, I think I figured that one out. Mapping and code, not sure about that. Although, you see, if I was smart, I would just go to their website and read the fucking FAQ or something. Okay, so OBS assets. Okay, so they have a tool for making these easier. Oh. Their tool does not support Control Z for undoing inputs. That's annoying. Oh. Okay. So I think the mapping... Okay, it's the UV and the width and the height. UV just meaning the position of the texture. It's like X and Y, but specifically for the texture because they ran out of letters and had to find new ones. Okay. In that case, I don't actually know if this would allow me to just display the raw value. Like, I don't know if it supports that. It might only support visual updates. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, I need to remove this, the overlay tool from my screen because it kept moving whenever I moved the analog stick. Okay, I was not expecting them to turn around that fast. Fuck. You know, it honestly would not surprise me if getting 2 Ornstein in Smo takes longer than actually fighting them. Because this stupid ass game design. Fuck! You know, I think the reason why the runbacks feel so bad is because, like, even if you're playing normally, like, everything is killing you. Like, it is so much easier to die in this game compared to a different game. So it, like, makes the runbacks worse. Because, like, even if it was the same duration runbacks, if it was just less likely for you to die, like if it was just more possible that you could sneak around and survive, then it wouldn't be as bad because you wouldn't be doing it. Or maybe I just haven't played other games in a while and maybe runbacks is just this game, and other games just plop you right back in front of the boss. Because this is stupid. This is unironically painful and aggravating. And I fucking need something better to talk about. But I don't know what to talk about. Okay, if you get far enough, the pillar does block them. Yes, yes, yes. Please. Fucking hell. But we're not, nope, we're not safe yet. We're not safe until we rest at the bonfire. Hello, Solara. Wait, yo, Solara's here. Okay. Now it's time to upgrade our tank armor. Oh, it feels so good. To not be respawning outside. Okay, well, let's go ahead and put the Dust Crown Ring on. Interestingly, the Mimic is completely immune to the lava patches. Hello. Goodbye. Oh, wrong button. There we go. Yeah, completely immune to the lava patches. It would be cool if one of these dragons was Kamalit. Stab me. I stab you. Nope. Okay, now let's go check the other chest. The other mimic, rather. I don't know if, like, having avarice would even do anything for us, but I want it. Rip. Hello? Fuck. Okay, now that would have been a cool spot to put a corpse. Okay. Magic. Okay, hush, go away. maybe Power Within plus Great Chaos? Alternatively, I could use the Ruby Ring. Dusk Crown Ring could be useful. We'll try this for now and see where it goes. Although I do need a good spot to actually get into Ruby activation. And I don't think a full drop does it. Now for the most badass intro in the game. Okay. Great Chaos Fireball, base damage, decent. Decent base damage. Maybe a Power Within plus a single drop down will bring me to it? Or bring me into Ruby range? Excuse me. Excuse me, who hit me? Oh, right, the guy with infinite reach. Gotcha, gotcha. Okay. So if I take this off and equip the Seance Ring... I can equip Power Within. I can use it, and then immediately swap this back. Okay, and then I'm going to climb up here and wait for Power Within to just end, so I can see where it leaves me. I'm also going to take out the giant blacksmith, so I can have their weapon.
Oi, stop that.
Ooh, nice. Okay, so it will bring me down into Ruby Tearstone range after it runs out. Stone Dragon Head. Hello, Zoe. And good morning. Or evening, I guess. Okay, let's reset. How's it going? It's going good. Well, about as good as you can be going when you have 143 health. Oh, are you a bot? Please don't tell me you're a bot. You're starting to sound like a bot. Because if you are a bot, I'm gonna ban you, so I hope you're not a bot. Okay, definitely not shooting Ornstein with the fireballs. He's just gonna dodge them. And lightning to the face. Okay. Setting up the ruby ring every time is annoying, so I'm not gonna do that. Zoe, are you actually a person? Because I'm still not convinced. Okay. It's just your messages have all been given off bot vibes. So if you are actually a person, I do apologize, but it's very tedious having to deal with that all the time. Especially whenever chat gets lower, the bots jump in. Hello, pizza. What kind of challenge run is this? You can actually do !run to see the current rules, but basically, I'm not allowed to use this soul mechanic right here. So the primary restrictions is I can't level up and I can't upgrade shit. Huh. Why did that command not work? Oh no, I have quite a lot of legitimate viewers. It's just a little slow at the moment. Okay, it's working on the YouTube side. Why are we dropping frames? Let's try this again. Why is it not working? Don't promote things. Why the fuck is this not working? Command source, run rules, reply to message, add Twitch, chat, maybe just send message? Maybe this'll work? No. Maybe the command just isn't listening for Twitch input? Okay, sources. Yeah, no, it's listening for Twitch message and YouTube message. Why are you not working? Why are you not doing the thing that I want you to do? Okay, maybe the command source. I'm just using the improper syntax. Okay, let me go to streamer bot docs chat message wait. Streamer bot docs command source. Okay, commands. Control F source. Actually, no. I want the command ran trigger. Trigger. Okay, so triggers. Okay, commands. Command triggered. Twitch. Command triggered. Command source. Command source. Okay, Twitch. Copy. Paste. That it should fucking work. Why is it not working? You're connected to my account. Send using bot account. Fall back to broadcaster. Why are you not working? The YouTube one is working. And I did make sure that the run rules is explicitly less than 500 characters. Unless... Oh, hang on. Hang on. Maybe one of the words inside of the rules list is banned by Twitch. Like it's in a global blacklist. Okay, so I guess I'm just gonna start deleting shit to see if it works at any point. Okay, no. No, for whatever reason, it's just not... It is not registering it as like the command source from Twitch. Let me go ahead and... Okay, let me go ahead and disable the command real quick. Add Twitch chat send message. Let's see what the command source is registering as. Okay. Okay, so it's actually just fully not being triggered by Twitch commands. Very interesting. Okay, so none of the commands are working on Twitch side. Sources, Twitch message, YouTube message. Okay. Permissions, grant type, allow all. Command, exclamation mark, run. Twitch command not registering. Okay, this might be a bug with StreamerBot. I'm gonna close StreamerBot and then reopen it and see if that fixes it. Update available. If fucking sure, yeah, let's update. That won't break anything. Okay, so commands run. Okay, there we go. It is. I don't know if it was the update or if it was the reset, but let's re-enable this, and then victory. No, okay. Okay. Okay, it works on both sides. Good. Although now the chat is just flooded with my messages, so I'll go ahead and clear that. Oh, YouTube, why are we dropping frames? And now we're good again. Can we not be dropping frames? Okay, I'm gonna sit here for a little bit because we were dropping a lot of frames recently. Hmm. Okay, YouTube connections being a bit wonky. I also have some stuff I need to do later today, so I think I'm gonna call the bonus stream over a little bit earlier than normal. Or rather, a lot a bit earlier than normal. But... thank you to the people who were here, and all that jazz. Thank you for the new people who made me aware of the command function not working. Okay, bye-bye.